Greetings, one and all. During the second intermission of the 2018 NHL Winter Classic between the New York Rangers and the Buffalo Sabres, the roster for Team USA's men's hockey team was announced alongside the Team USA's women's hockey and Paralympic hockey teams for the upcoming 2018 Winter Olympics in Pyeongchang, South Korea. The upcoming Olympics has been drenched in controversy due to the NHL forbidding its players from taking part, and also due to whether the KHL would let its native Russian players and its import players take part in the event after Russia was banned from the Olympics due to its state-wide doping scandal. However, it appears that the KHL has allowed its foreign players to take part in the Olympics, which helps teams like Canada and America tremendously, as they can utilise highly talented players from the second best league in the world and give their rosters a huge boost in overall skill, ability and potential to win gold for being the best team in the world. But without further ado, the roster for Team USA's men's hockey team for the 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics looks like this. The forwards, we have Mark Arcobello, who plays for SC Bern of the NLA, Chris Bourque, who plays for the Hershey Bears of the AHL, Bobby Butler, who plays for the Milwaukee Admirals of the AHL, Ryan Donato, who plays for Harvard University of the NCAA, Brian Gionta, who is the captain of Team USA and has been practicing with the Rockford Ice Hogs of the AHL, Jordan Greenway, who plays for Boston University in the NCAA, Chad Kolarick, who plays for Adler Mannheim of the DEL, Brock Little, who plays for HC Davos of the NLA, John McCarthy, who plays for the San Jose Barracudas of the AHL, Brian O'Neill, who plays for Jokerit of the KHL, Garrett Rowe, who plays for EV Zug of the NLA, Jim Slater, who plays for Fribourg Gotteron from the NLA, Ryan Stower, who plays for Spartak Moscow of the KHL, and last but not least, Troy Terry, who plays for the University of Denver in the NCAA. So those are the forwards for Team USA's men's hockey team for the upcoming Olympics. Then we have the defensemen, and we start with Chad Billings, who plays for Linkoping HC of the SHL, Jonathan Blum, who plays for Admiral Vladivostok of the KHL, Will Borgen, who plays for St Cloud State University of the NCAA, Matt Gilroy, who plays for Jokerit of the KHL, Ryan Gunderson, who plays for Brinas IF of the SHL, Bobby Sanguinetti, who plays for HC Lugano of the NLA, Noah Welch, who plays for the Vaksho Lakers of the SHL, and lastly, James Wisniewski, who plays for the EC Castle Huskies of the DEL2. And last but not least, for goaltenders, we have Ryan Zapolsky, who plays for Jokerit of the KHL. 2 additional goalies will also be added to this roster later in January. Also, the general manager of the team is Jim Johansson, and the head coach is Tony Granato, who is currently the head coach of the University of Wisconsin's men's hockey team in the NCAA. Now, I must admit, when I first looked at the names on this roster, I wasn't too impressed with what I saw. There were only a handful of names that I actually recognised, if that, and those names I did recognise were ex-NHLers that were no longer in the league primarily because they just weren't good enough to stay there. However, the more I looked at it and the more I looked at this roster, the more I understood why these players were picked and why I think Team USA have done a good job with the situation they are in. A large chunk of the roster is built up of players from either the Continental Hockey League or the National League A, which are 2 great places to start when building a national team deprived of NHL talent. The KHL is often cited as the second best league in the world, and it's players like Sapolsky, Gilroy and Stower who have helped give the KHL that sort of strong reputation. Also, Zapolsky and Gilroy are meant to be KHL All-Stars this season, so it makes it a no-brainer to use players like these who have been consistently productive the entire season to earn All-Star nods. Likewise with the National League A, who have often proven themselves as one of Europe's best leagues, with players like Arcobello, who's currently playing in the NLA, having played in the NHL before and knowing what it takes to be successful against the world's best players. So expect someone like him and his other NLA companions to thrive at the Olympics, since the world's superstars can't make it, leaving the door wide open for B-listers in both the NLA and the KHL to cement their names in the history books with a strong Olympic campaign. Finally, throw in 3 players from North America's second best league in the American Hockey League, 3 players from the high-speed, highly skilled Swedish Hockey League, and 4 youngsters from the NCAA, who Coach Tony Granato knows a lot about, being an NCAA coach himself, and you have a very balanced roster comprised of quick and talented youngsters, grizzled veterans, and well-rounded players in their prime years who will bring the firepower and complement their older and younger counterparts nicely. I also think choosing Brian Gionta as the team captain for Team USA is the obvious choice and the right choice, provided Gionta is still in playing shape and he is still the Brian Gionta we have seen in the NHL for the last 14 years or so. We know that he has been practicing with the Rockford Ice Hogs of the AHL, declining to sign with any NHL team until the Olympics ends, but the problem with this is that Gionta doesn't seem to have skated in a proper professional game since he left the NHL this last off-season. However, if he has kept in tip-top shape over the last 6 months and is the Brian Gionta everyone expects him to be, Team USA will be blessed to be captained by a player that has played over 1,000 NHL games, scored almost 600 points in the NHL, served as the captain of 2 different NHL franchises, and was a Stanley Cup winner. Talk about an impressive resume for your team captain. Gionta is exactly what you want a captain of your team to be. Someone who puts up points consistently, who backs up his leadership with results on the ice. I mean, if you can think of a better captain from this team of players on this roster, then let me know, because I sure as hell can't see one. Now, of course, whether this roster is a frontrunner to win the gold medal at Pyeongchang all depends on what the rosters of Canada, Sweden, Finland, etc. look like. Team USA are the first out of the gate by letting the world know who is playing for their team at the Winter Olympics, and I wonder if this announcement of their roster will change any of the choices that the other international teams will make to their rosters before sending them off to Pyeongchang in February. Team USA are, to me, probably the biggest losers of the NHL refusing to take part in the Olympics, as most of their top-tier talent are already in the bigs playing for the country's best teams. That said, Team USA have definitely put together a strong team for the upcoming Olympics, which could well take the gold, with Captain Brian Gionta leading the charge. And there you go! What do you think about Team USA's men's hockey roster for the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics? Is it good? Bad? Or do you wish the NHL was allowed to compete as well? I sure as hell do. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch some of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.